Hi there, it's Joanne Quinn. Thanks for being with me for another year. You know, we are approaching the Medicare open enrollment period, and I feel like it's really important to get this video out to you. Now, this video is to you, my client. This is not going out to the general public, so it's not a video that I'll post on YouTube. It is for you, because even though there's a lot of information I would probably put in a YouTube video for the general public, there's also some information I may share with you that I just want you to know. So that's why I am sending you this video. And again, thank you for being with me for another year. As a reminder, I am always here as your resource. And as we move forward into Medicare open enrollment period, it is the busiest time of year if you are a Medicare beneficiary, insurance agent like myself, an insurance company, Social Security, CMS. It's just super busy. So, you know, if you have any questions or concerns during this time period, always reach out to me. I will have my business partner, who many of you know is also my husband, Michael Quinn, helping me out during that time frame, because I anticipate a lot of incoming phone calls and emails with questions. So let's get right to it. Medicare open enrollment period. I just want to go through exactly what that means. So the time period is always October 15th through December 7th, and it applies to your Part D drug plan. So you're allowed to change your Part D drug plan between October 15th and December 7th. Now, you will also hear through all the advertisements and marketing campaigns going on in the next few months, and they've probably already started, about Medicare health plans that are $0 premium or a very low premium. What that is referring to are Medicare Advantage plans, those HMOs and PPO plans. That is not the type of plan that you have. You have original Medicare Part A and B along with the Medicare supplement or Medigap plan. Remember, we use those terms interchangeably. So that means you've got your Medicare Part A and B, and you have a Medigap plan, maybe an F, G, N, or high deductible plan F, and you have a Part D plan. Out of that group that you have, the only thing that you can change this time of year is that drug plan. Now, there's a caveat, of course. With your Medigap plan, you're welcome to change that any time of the year, but for most people, you will have to go through medical underwriting to get approved for a new plan, unless you have a different, special enrollment type of opportunity in your state that allows you to change without underwriting. But for most people, even between October 15th and December 7th, if you want to change your Medigap plan, you will have to go through underwriting. Medigap does not apply to the Medicare open enrollment period because it is not an official Medicare health plan. It's not subsidized by the government, so it's not a Medicare health plan like a Part D plan is, or a Medicare Advantage plan. So let's talk about Medicare Advantage, because it's going to be in your face for the next few months. And it could be very appealing to you because it's a very low copay. I keep saying copay. It's a low premium, like a $0 premium or $20, $30, $40, whatever it may be. They vary from not just state to state, but county to county. So as a reminder, Medicare Advantage plans, they are HMOs and PPOs, and anyone who goes on a Medicare Advantage plan is now taking their Medicare Part A and B and moving it over to that Advantage plan. And now that HMO or PPO insurance company is managing the health care of that Medicare Advantage plan policy holder. And Medicare no longer has a say in your health care decisions when you go on an Advantage plan. It is quite a change because when you've got original Medicare Part A and B with your Medigap, you have so much freedom. You can go to any provider in the country who takes Medicare. So, it's great also for people who live in a rural area where an HMO or PPO may have a very limited network of doctors. Also great if you live on state line and you can cross over into the next state with the Medigap plan and, visit any provider who accepts Medicare. So that is it in a nutshell. If you are getting information about a Medicare Advantage plan and it seems like a route that you are interested in pursuing, contact me first. Let's go over it together and just make sure, for you it is the right fit. I don't sell those Medicare Advantage plans. I wouldn't be able to help you, but I know enough to answer questions. And before we move off of that topic, I remember last year going through this with, several of my clients. Sorry about that if I'm hitting the speaker. Remember, this is not a YouTube video. You're viewing this through YouTube, but it's private, so I'm not totally editing it. But goodness, and I'm making a lot of boo-boos. But I remember last year that I went through talking about Medicare Advantage with several clients, and one thing that I thought was really important to point out, and so I feel it's important to mention now, is on a Medicare Advantage plan, if you have something catastrophic occur, and let's just use cancer, for example, that you're responsible for the 20% coinsurance on the Medicare Advantage plan for any chemotherapy or radiation. Those are the biggies. So the Advantage plan does not pick up the 20%. You do. Now, there are out-of-pocket limits on Advantage plans, and they do range. They can go up to $6,700 as of 2019. I'm not sure what they'll be in 2020, but we'll get those numbers as we get into October. So just bear that in mind. And of course, if it's something that you want to discuss with me, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to do that with you. So I'm going to put my glasses on for a second because I have to see what my notes say. I don't normally wear my glasses when I do video because I'm afraid the light reflects off my glasses. Okay, so let's move into your drug plan. Your drug plan company is going to send you an annual notice of change. Please pay attention to the mail, and anything you get from your drug plan company or CMS or Social Security, of course, those are very important entities. But anything you receive from your Part D drug plan company, open it, review it, because it's your annual notice of change. And I am hearing through the grapevine, all the different channels that I plug into for insurance, I'm hearing that there are some changes to some of the more popular drug plans for next year. So it's really important that you pay attention to that annual notice of change and review it and see it. First of all, is your plan still going to be available next year, and are they moving you to a new plan? Because they will do that to you, and you may not notice until your plan actually starts in January, and then it's too late to change. So I know I'm going to harp on this, and I probably will throughout this video, but pay attention to that annual notice of change to make sure that any changes they're making to your plan, that you're aware of it. So the changes would be either they're changing the plan and they're automatically moving you over to what they feel is an equal plan within the same company, or if there is no plan with that company, you don't have a plan at all moving into the next year. So definitely pay attention to that. Also, are they changing their tiers, their formulary, and the cost for each tier? So these, again, are really important details to pay attention to, because I know I've worked with many of you on reviewing your drug plans, and some of the lower tiered medications, probably not such a big deal, but I still feel like it's important to take note of any changes with the drug plan. And any plan that you have this year, we never want to assume it's still the best plan for next year. So with that said, there's a big change coming with the Plan Finder tool. I'm not too happy about it. It really is going to make it more challenging, definitely on my end, of reviewing your drug plans. This is what's happening. That old or original drug plan finder tool that we've been using in the past, where we have the drug list ID and password date that we keep on file and we give to you so that you can access your drug list and review your options also, that's going away. So I guess whatever contract Medicare had with this company and the proprietary information that is involved with the drug list ID and password date, that contract isn't being renewed. And so we will not have access to the drug list ID and password date moving forward. I'm going to share with you the new Plan Finder tool and how it works. And in a separate video that is actually going out on YouTube, I'll put that here also in the email. And you can click on that video and look at the step-by-steps. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants right now. So this is what's going to happen. If you do not have a mymedicare.gov account, then please open one up. You don't have to have an email address to open a mymedicare.gov account, although I think most of my clients do. It's not required though, but you must have your Medicare number, which obviously if you're a client and you have Medigap and Part D, you've got a Medicare number. So that's the first step. So if you already have a mymedicare.gov account, perfect. You don't have to do anything more at this point. But if you don't have a mymedicare.gov account, open one up. I mean, not just for this reason, not just for the Part D plan review for 2020, but there's tons of information in there that's so beneficial to you, so it's worth opening. But this is what's happening. The only way moving forward to save your list of medications is going to be through your personal mymedicare.gov account, which will have a username and a password that you create. I will not have access to this, which really throws a big roadblock up. So I'm still struggling with it, but for you, you'll be able to go into your mymedicare.gov account. And what is really cool is when you go in there, and you can even go in now, because I checked my mom's, but you can go in now and the list of medications that is there is already populated based on any medications that you have purchased through your Part D drug plan in the last 12 months. So anything you've purchased though through GoodRx or overseas is not going to be listed, but you can still add it if you want to price out the drug plans for 2020. So that's the good news, is that we can still keep your list of medications saved and access them. When I say we, I mean you. I'm not going to have access to it because I will not have your username and password. I'm going to walk you through in the video, the next video, on how you can go through and look at the drug plan options. And of course, I'm going to get on the phone with you if you need to. And I could be a second set of eyes, of course, but things are we're going to have to get through this together and figure it out, because it's not going to be the way it used to. I'm not going to be able to get into that drug list ID and password day. And for a lot of people lately, I've been doing videos. I don't know how I'm going to do that moving forward. So just bear with me on this, but we will do our best to help you find that drug plan. Remember also that I don't sell drug plans, and the reason I don't is because there are so many of them, usually more than 30, and it's really hard for an agent, even a large agency, to sell all the drug plans. Most of them don't. So the reason I don't is because I never have wanted to pigeonhole any of my clients into a Part D drug plan that didn't fit their medications and give you the best cost for your medications. Medigap is different because all the benefits are exactly the same. So we're looking at, strong financial companies that, offer good premiums and that sort of thing. So that's different. Part D drug plans are a whole different animal because it's all related to your medications and how that drug plan works with your medications and prices them. So I still want to be able to help you with that. I'm not interested in contracting with just 3 or 4 companies because they change drastically. The ones that I was even thinking about maybe contracting with have already made changes going into 2020. So I think it's best that I stay the route that I'm on and just giving you a second opinion on your drug plan options so you can make an informed decision. And I'm still happy to do that. And of course, we'll have Michael helping us too here. We're just having to figure out how to do that in the best way without violating HIPAA at this point. When you go in onto mymedicare.gov or you go to medicare.gov, you'll see that there's an alternate way to look at drug plans, and that is typing in each medication without opening up a mymedicare.gov account. So you don't have to have a mymedicare.gov account. The problem is, by typing in those medications, you can do that and you can look at the plans that are available. But once you get out of that view, once you close that window, the medications go away. They disappear. We can't save them. So, if you sharing, I'm sorry, I keep hitting that. You sharing your medications with us and us typing them in doesn't help because we can't save it. The only way to save it is through your personal mymedicare.gov account. And so, I'm really sorry to share that information. I think there will be positives with it, definitely. Always try to find the bright spot in change. Change isn't always bad, it's just hard, when we're used to something. But I think there are positives with what Medicare's doing. It's just, they're doing it right before Medicare open enrollment, so it really is a challenge here. But bear with me and we'll find a way just to get through it. I know many of you will be just fine. I don't have any doubt that you'll be able to get into your mymedicare.gov account, look at those medications and the drug plans and make a really informed decision. So I'm not worried. I just want you to know that I'm still here for you. And if you need a second opinion, we'll find a way for me to give that to you. All right, I'm gonna put my glasses back on. I feel like I went on and on about that, but it's so important because it's such a major change with what's happening. Okay. I know I'm probably gonna miss something important that I wanted to talk about. And if I do, I'll just probably send you another video. So with 2020 approaching, we all know, or most of us know by now, that Plan F is phasing out, but only for new Medicare beneficiaries. So anyone who's new to Medicare starting January 1st, 2020 will not have access, will not have the ability to purchase a Medigap Plan F or a Medigap Plan C. Plan C has never been very popular, but it's a very similar plan to Plan F, except it doesn't cover excess charges. But again, it's never been popular, so we hardly talk about it. Plan F phasing out for new Medicare beneficiaries starting January 1st, 2020. If you have Plan F, you can still keep your Plan F, you're grandfathered in. You don't have to worry about changing to another plan or being kicked off the Plan F. Plan F will probably get high rate increases. It already is starting to trend higher. Last few years, we've seen some pretty high rate increases on Plan F, and we anticipate that will probably continue moving forward with the closing of this book of business. So the only people who will be going on to a Plan F will be someone who can get through underwriting, who also is not new to Medicare as of January 1st, 2020. So you won't get a lot of new policyholders joining Plan F is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. And that just means we will see higher rate increases on Plan F probably moving forward. With that said, Plan G is also receiving some higher rate increases. It is trending upwards as far as increases go on Plan G, and that is because of what's happening with Plan F. Plan F is a plan that is available to a group of policyholders that we call guaranteed issue, which is different than having Medigap open enrollment. When you're turning 65 or you're leaving your employer coverage and you get Part B brand new, that's Medigap open enrollment. When you are in a situation where maybe, let's just say, for example's sake, you're age 70 and you had a retiree health plan. You had Medicare Part A, Part B, and a retiree health plan. But now your former employer is taking that retiree health plan away. But you've had Part A and B. Because it's being taken away, that puts you in a guaranteed issue situation, which is just one of several guaranteed issue situations. But the best plan to get in guaranteed issue has always been Plan F. But that means Plan F has been taking on higher risk policyholders for a number of years. Another reason why we have higher rate increases on it. With Plan F phasing out for the new Medicare beneficiaries in 2020, we see Plan G is taking over the guaranteed issue. They are now taking on, starting in 2020, all guarantee issue recipients or beneficiaries. Now, there are other plans available for guaranteed issue. They're just not very good, like a K and L, I think maybe M, A, but Plan G will be the best one, and most will opt for it if they're in a guaranteed issue situation. That is really panicking the insurance companies, so they don't know what to do with this information because they know they're going to be taking on higher risk policyholders in the coming years. So they're already increasing Plan G. In one state, I have seen it at 15%, which is really high for a Plan G. You know, we were really enjoying the low rate increases on Plan G, and about 4 years ago, even decreases. So I don't think we're going to see any decreases, and I'm hoping these double-digit increases are not across the board for all insurance companies, but, you know, we have no idea. Don't have that crystal ball, and we can, you know, only do what we can with the information we have. So if you have Plan G, just be mindful that you may be seeing some higher rate increases. So what can you do about it? Well, the plan that is becoming the plan of choice, not just with insurance companies, but with some policyholders and new Medicare beneficiaries, is Plan N. Plan N is still maintaining very decent rate adjustments. We're not seeing double-digit figures on Plan N rates increases. They're maintaining, 5% or lower with most insurance companies. Why is that? Well, one, we have more out-of-pocket responsibility with Plan N, but also Plan N is not going to be available for guaranteed issues. So anyone who's getting Plan N is either going to be new to Medicare or they're going through underwriting and getting approved. And insurance companies love the underwritten application because that's when they can pick and choose who they want on the plan because of health risk. And so an underwritten applicant who's approved is best case scenario for the insurance company. That's a great policy holder to have in their book of business. So because of that, Plan N is just more favorable to the insurance companies and, as far as claim experience goes. And so that's why we are seeing the great rate adjustments with Plan N. So if you have Plan N, you're still in a great place. If you don't have Plan N and it's something you think you may be interested in, watch some of my videos on Plan N and also about the Part B excess charges. I will try to remember to put those links here in this email if you want, because Plan N is a great plan, but you've got to be comfortable with it and you've got to have peace of mind with whatever plan you have, of course. And because of the potential Part B excess charges and some co-pays with Plan N, you just need to be comfortable with that plan. But, talk to me if it's something you're interested in pursuing. All right, so anything else? I guess maybe lastly, any changes that we see happening in the fall, like Congress is going to meet and they're going to let us know what the Part B deductible will be for next year. Still don't know. Hopefully it won't change too much. They'll let us know Part A deductible, that's your hospital deductible, which is covered under most of your Medigap plans. NGF covers it. High deductible Plan F does not cover it until you've satisfied, that high deductible amount. But all of these deductible amounts and co-insurance, when they change with Congress, when Congress changes those amounts, your Medigap plan, let's say it's a Plan F. If you have Plan F, Plan F just goes ahead, they go ahead and they pay those changes, whatever the changes are. So if you have Plan F and the Part B deductible increases, let's say, to $200. I don't know if it is, I'm just guessing. But let's say it increased to $200. Your Plan F would just automatically, pay that $200 Part B deductible for you because that's part of your benefits. Under Plan G, you would still be responsible for the Part B deductible, whatever it is next year. But any other adjustments with deductibles like the Part A deductible and co-insurance amounts will also be covered by Plan G, and they'll just adjust because those are the benefits you have. And it just follows suit with all the other Medigap plans. I think that about covers it. I've talked a lot, and it's not very structured, and I apologize, but sometimes I just have to get on here and just do it because I can overanalyze what I'm going to say and I can write it all out. But I just wanted to get this video out to you, especially with the changes coming on the Part D. And also, again, that reminder, open up a mymedicare.gov account if you haven't. It will come in handy when reviewing that Part D drug plan for yourself. And also look for that annual notice of change from your Part D drug plan company. So important. I really can't say how important this is because I have had people in the past who have missed that annual notice of change and they didn't realize they were moved to a different plan automatically the following year. So we don't want that to happen to you. So thanks again for sticking with me a whole nother year. I appreciate it. As always, I'm here for you. And if there's anything I missed that you feel is important for me to address, not for just for you, but for all the clients here, because you're all, part of my little family, let me know and I'll address it and respond to everyone. Thanks again.